Rey Mysterio died on December 20th, 2024, at the age of 66, 19 days before his 67th birthday. However, the announcement sparked unexpected confusion among WWE fans who mistook the news for the demise of his nephew, the iconic Rey Mysterio. This mix-up led to a whirlwind of emotions, as fans grappled with the thought of losing the beloved WWE Hall of Famer. As we delve into this story, we explore the impact of this confusion and celebrate the enduring legacy of Rey Mysterio Sr., the passing of a legend. The world of wrestling was recently shaken by the news of Rey Mysterio Sr.'s death, a legendary figure in lucha libre. At the age of 66, his passing left a void in the hearts of fans and wrestlers alike. On the morning of December 20th, 2024, a heartbreaking announcement was made by his son on a Facebook post that said, "Friends and family, I regret to inform you that my father, Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, King Mysterio Sr., passed away this morning. Will keep you informed." Following the announcement, Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide, one of Mexico's leading wrestling promotions, also acknowledged it with a release statement on Instagram. The Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide family joins in solidarity for the sensitive passing of Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, also known as Rey Mysterio Sr. We send our most sincere condolences to his loved ones and raise our prayers to heaven for his eternal rest. Though details about his condition remain scarce, close friends revealed that Rey Sr. had been battling an illness for months. The vibrant energy that once defined him had begun to wane, though he remained determined to live life on his own terms. A few weeks prior, at a baseball event he was present at, he was confined to a wheelchair, which could point that he was suffering from severe health conditions. Rey Mysterio Sr.'s death came as a devastating blow to fans and family alike, especially since he had largely kept his health struggles out of the public eye. For months, there had been whispers within close circles that he wasn't in the best of health. A few fans noted his absence from wrestling-related events, and those who encountered him observed that the once vibrant luchador seemed more frail. Despite these hints, no official updates were ever shared. For Rey Mysterio Jr., the loss was deeply personal, as he not only lost a beloved uncle, but also a mentor who had been instrumental in shaping his career. The grief was compounded by the recent passing of his father, Roberto Gutierrez, making this a particularly challenging time for the wrestling icon. In the days following Rey Mysterio Sr.'s passing, Rey Mysterio Jr. took to social media to express his sorrow and pay tribute to the man who had been such a significant influence in his life. His heartfelt messages resonated with fans, who shared in his grief and offered their condolences. Dominic Mysterio, Rey's son and a rising star in WWE, also paid homage to his great uncle through a series of poignant Instagram posts. "We regret the sensitive death of Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, known as Rey Mysterio Sr., Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide said in a statement on social media, translated from Spanish. He shared cherished memories and photos of Rey Mysterio Sr. in action, accompanied by the caption, QEPDTO, which translates to RIP Uncle. Dominic's post reflected the deep admiration and respect he held for his uncle, highlighting the lasting legacy Rey Mysterio Sr. leaves behind. Alia Mysterio, Rey's daughter, added her voice to the chorus of tributes with a touching Instagram story. She expressed eternal gratitude for her uncle's influence on her father's life, acknowledging the pivotal role Rey Mysterio Sr. played in shaping the Mysterio family's legacy in wrestling. Her words resonated with fans, offering a glimpse into the personal bond shared between the family and their beloved uncle. These emotional tributes from the Mysterio family not only honored Rey Mysterio Sr.'s contributions to wrestling, but also celebrated the profound impact he had on their lives. The outpouring of support from the wrestling community was a testament to the impact that Mysterio Sr. had on the sport and the lives of those who knew him. The wrestling world united in mourning the loss of Rey Mysterio Sr., with tributes pouring in from all corners of the globe. Fellow wrestlers, both past and present, took to social media to share their memories and pay homage to the Lucha Libre legend. Many spoke of his generosity, his passion for the sport, and the invaluable lessons he imparted to those who had the privilege of working with him. His influence extended far beyond the ring, and his legacy was celebrated by those who had been touched by his kindness and wisdom. Fans, too, played a significant role in honoring Rey Mysterio Sr.'s memory. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of love and respect as fans shared their favorite memories and and moments from his illustrious career. Many expressed their gratitude for the joy and excitement he brought to the wrestling world and the inspiration he provided to aspiring wrestlers around the world. The sense of community and shared loss was palpable as fans came together to celebrate the life of a true wrestling icon. In the wake of his passing, wrestling promotions paid tribute to Rey Mysterio Sr. with special segments and moments of silence during events. These tributes served as a reminder of the profound impact he had on the sport and the enduring legacy he leaves behind. His contributions to lucha libre and professional wrestling as a whole were acknowledged and celebrated, ensuring that his memory would live on in the hearts of fans and wrestlers alike. For Rey Mysterio Jr., the loss of his uncle was a moment of reflection and remembrance. He spoke of the lessons he learned from Mysterio Sr. and the values that had been instilled in him from a young age. The bond they shared was one of mutual respect and admiration, and Rey Mysterio Jr. vowed to honor his uncle's legacy by continuing to carry the torch of the Mysterio name in the wrestling world. As the wrestling community continues to mourn the loss of Rey Mysterio Sr., his influence remains ever present. His legacy is one of passion, dedication, and a love for the sport that transcends generations. The Mysterio family has long been a cornerstone of the wrestling world, with a legacy that spans multiple generations. This storied lineage began with Rey Mysterio Sr., whose influence and passion for the sport laid the foundation for future generations to follow. His impact on the wrestling world is not only evident in the career of his nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr., but also the emerging careers of his grandnephew, Dominic Mysterio, and grandniece, Alia Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, the son of Rey Mysterio Jr., has quickly made a name for himself in the world of professional wrestling. From a young age, Dominic was immersed in the wrestling culture, often accompanying his father to events and learning the ropes from some of the best in the business. His debut in WWE was met with great anticipation, as fans were eager to see if he could live up to the Mysterio legacy. Under the guidance of his father and inspired by the teachings of his great uncle, Rey Mysterio Sr., Dominic has embraced the high-flying, acrobatic style that has become synonymous with the Mysterio name. The cause of his death has not been announced, but the WWE community is mourning the loss of a legend with a lasting legacy, lasting impact. Behind the soaring flips, colorful masks, and electrifying cheers of the crowd, there was Rey Mysterio Sr., a man whose life was deeply tied to wrestling, family, and tradition. While the world knew him as a lucha libre legend, his personal life was just as captivating. Let's dive into the man behind the mask, his relationships, his family's wrestling legacy, and how he passed the torch to the next generation. For all his fame, Rey Mysterio Sr. was first and foremost a family man. To his loved ones, he wasn't just a wrestling icon, he was Dad, Uncle Miguel, and the guy who always had time for them, no matter how demanding his career got. At home in Tijuana, Rey Sr. lived a life of simplicity. When he wasn't flying through the ring ropes, he was flipping burgers in the backyard for family gatherings. His favorite moments were those spent laughing, sharing stories, and just enjoying time with his loved ones. To his family, he wasn't a superstar, but a humble, grounded man who never let his success overshadow his role as a father, uncle, and mentor. Rey Sr. made sure to show up for his family, whether it was helping with school projects, offering life advice, or just being the loudest cheerleader at their events. Even as his wrestling career skyrocketed, he stayed true to his roots. That connection to family was one of his defining traits, earning him love not just from fans, but from those who mattered most to him. Rey Mysterio Sr. didn't just wrestle, he created a legacy that runs deep in lucha libre. His passion for wrestling wasn't just about winning titles, it was about inspiring future generations. His nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr., is perhaps the most famous example of that legacy. From a young age, Rey Jr. trained under his uncle's watchful eye. Rey Sr. didn't just teach him moves, he taught him how to tell a story in the ring, to connect with the audience emotionally. Wrestling, Rey Sr. believed, was about more than physical skills. It was about heart. Rey Sr.'s son, El Hijo de Rey Mysterio, the son of Rey Mysterio, also carried the torch. Growing up, El Hijo was surrounded by lucha libre. Watching his father perform instilled in him a deep respect for the art and its traditions. As El Hijo stepped into the ring, he faced the challenge of living up to his father's name. Instead of shying away, he embraced it, carrying his father's spirit while adding his unique style to the mix. Rey Sr.'s teachings were simple but powerful. Work hard, respect the craft, and always strive to improve. His son took those lessons to heart, blending his father's influence with his creativity to make a name for himself. Rey Mysterio Sr.'s impact wasn't limited to his family. As a trainer, he treated his students like his own children, nurturing their talents and pushing them to succeed. Many wrestlers credit Rey Sr. for giving them their start, offering guidance and encouragement when they needed it most. Rey Sr. had an eye for potential. Whether someone was just starting out or already a seasoned wrestler, he had a knack for spotting what made them unique and helping them shine. To his trainees, he wasn't just a coach. He was a mentor who believed in them, even when they doubted themselves. There's so much more to Rey Mysterio Sr. than what fans saw in the ring. Outside wrestling, he was a man of creativity, passion, and community. Few people know that Rey Sr. was a talented artist. He loved designing masks, not just for himself, but for other wrestlers too. Each mask he created had a story, reflecting the personality and journey of the person wearing it. Some of the most iconic mask designs in Lucha Libre owe their origins to Rey Sr.'s artistry. He was also deeply committed to giving back. In Tijuana, where he grew up and trained countless wrestlers, Rey Sr. organized charity matches to support schools, orphanages, and struggling families. He never sought recognition for his generosity. He simply wanted to help. Rey Sr. was also a storyteller at heart. Whether it was over dinner or during training sessions, he loved sharing tales from his wrestling travels. From hilarious mishaps to heartwarming moments, his stories were as entertaining as his matches. One lesser-known fact, Rey Sr. was a bit of a Lucha Libre historian. He collected memorabilia, rare photos, and match footage, preserving the sport's history for future generations. His love for Lucha Libre went beyond performing. It was about ensuring its legacy endured. Like any great story, Rey Sr.'s life wasn't without its challenges. One of the most difficult chapters involved his sons and a scandal that rocked the wrestling community. In a shocking turn, Rey Sr.'s two sons were arrested in Tijuana for drug trafficking. The news stunned fans and tarnished the Rey Mysterio name, which had always been synonymous with discipline and honor. Rey Sr. was heartbroken. As a father who had worked hard to instill strong values, this was a devastating blow. Despite the public fallout, Rey Sr. stood by his sons. Behind the scenes, he fought tirelessly to support them, hiring legal counsel and advocating for leniency. While the scandal marked a dark period in the family's history, it also highlighted Rey Sr.'s unwavering dedication to his loved ones. In the years that followed, his sons stepped away from the spotlight, focusing on rebuilding their lives. Rey Sr. used the experience to teach his trainees about the pitfalls of fame and the importance of making smart choices. Rey Mysterio Sr. was more than just a wrestler. He was a pioneer, a mentor, and a family man. His influence can be seen in every high-flying move, every masked wrestler, and every fan who cheers for Lucha Libre. Even with his challenges, Rey Sr. remained true to his values. His passion for wrestling, his commitment to family, and his love for the art of Lucha Libre made him a beloved figure. Through his nephew, his son, and the countless wrestlers he trained, his legacy lives on. As fans, we remember Rey Mysterio Sr., not just for his in-ring achievements, but for the person he was. His story reminds us that legends aren't just defined by their victories, but by their struggles, their humanity, and the impact they leave behind. Rey Sr.'s journey is proof that even when life gets tough, you can rise above and inspire others. And that's what makes him a true icon. He won various titles throughout his career, including the Revolution Tag Team Championship, the IWC World Middleweight Championship, and the WWA World Junior Light Heavyweight Championship. One of his most notable accomplishments was his reign as the IWC World Middleweight Champion, a title he held twice. His matches during this period were a masterclass in Lucha Libre, showcasing his ability to blend technical skill with high-flying acrobatics. His title defenses were legendary, as he faced off against some of the toughest competitors in the wrestling world, each match is more electrifying than the last. Mysterio Sr. also made his mark in the World Wrestling Association, where he captured the WWA World Junior Light Heavyweight Championship. This victory further cemented his status as a top-tier wrestler, and his title defenses were a testament to his resilience and tactical brilliance. His ability to adapt to different opponents and styles made him a formidable champion, and his reigns were a highlight of his illustrious career. In addition to his singles titles, Mysterio Sr. also excelled in tag team competitions. He held the WWA Tag Team Championship alongside his nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr., a partnership that thrilled fans and showcased the incredible chemistry between the two. Their matches were a blend of speed, agility, and teamwork, making them one of the most exciting tag teams of their time. Rey Mysterio Sr.'s championship reigns were not just about holding titles, they were about setting new standards in the wrestling world. One of the most significant partnerships in Mysterio Sr.'s career was with his nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr. Together, they formed a formidable tag team that captivated audiences with their seamless coordination and electrifying performances. performances. Their partnership was a perfect blend of experience and youthful exuberance, and their matches were a testament to their shared passion for lucha libre. Holding the WWA Tag Team Championship together, they showcased the power of family bonds in the ring, creating unforgettable moments that fans still cherish. On the flip side, Mysterio Sr.'s career was also marked by intense rivalries that pushed him to his limits and brought out the best in him. These feuds were not just about competition, they were about storytelling and the emotional roller coaster that wrestling fans love. His rivalries were characterized by fierce battles and dramatic confrontations, each match telling a story of its own. One of his most memorable rivalries was with fellow luchador and wrestling icon El Santo. Their clashes were legendary, drawing massive crowds and generating buzz in the wrestling community. The intensity of their matches was palpable, as both wrestlers pushed each other to new heights, showcasing their skills and determination to emerge victorious. Despite retiring in 2009, he came out of retirement several times in the 2020s, with his last recorded match in 2023. He began his early career as a boxer before switching to professional wrestling in the 1970s. Early life. In the lively city of Tijuana, Mexico, a young Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz entered the world, completely unaware of the legend he'd one day become. Born into a modest household, Miguel's early life was simple, but filled with a certain spark that only Tijuana could offer. His father, a massive wrestling fan, would often take little Miguel to watch live matches at the local arena. The energy of the crowd, the masked luchadores flipping through the air, and the drama unfolding in the ring left a lasting impression on the young boy. Tijuana's vibrant streets were Miguel's playground, but it was the wrestling ring that captured his imagination. Watching the high-flying moves of luchadores, he couldn't help but dream of one day wearing a mask and stepping into the ring himself. Wrestling wasn't just a show to him, it was magic. And with his father's shared enthusiasm for lucha libre, Miguel's passion only grew stronger. Little did anyone know, this young kid was already on the path to becoming Rey Mysterio Sr. Before wrestling became his life, Miguel dabbled in boxing. He trained hard, building strength and technique, but it didn't quite pan out. His body grew bigger, and after taking a lot of hits, his punching power started to fade. Realizing boxing might not be the right fit, his trainers suggested wrestling instead. Miguel's brother jumped in to help, introducing him to lucha libre training sessions. It didn't take long for Miguel to realize this was where he truly belonged. By the time January 6, 1976 rolled around, Miguel was ready to step into the spotlight. On that day, he made his professional wrestling debut during the Day of the Kings event, known as Dia de los Reyes. He performed under the name El Enmascarado, or the Masked One. At just 18 years old, Miguel wasn't just a kid with a dream anymore. He was officially a luchador. His flashy moves and undeniable charisma instantly caught the crowd's attention. It was a moment that kick-started a career filled with unforgettable matches and jaw-dropping performances. As Rey Mysterio Sr., Miguel quickly became a fan favorite. His unique mix of high-flying maneuvers and showmanship made him stand out from the crowd. Wrestling fans loved his energy and his ability to bring excitement to every match. It didn't take long for him to start working with some of Mexico's top wrestling promotions, like the Universal Wrestling Association, UWA, and the World Wrestling Association, WWA. These experiences allowed him to sharpen his skills and develop a style that would define his career. By the 1980s, Rey Mysterio Sr. was a major name in Mexican wrestling. His matches weren't just fights, they were full-on performances. With his colorful masks and signature moves like the Hurricane Rana and Plancha, he was setting the standard for lucha libre. Fans couldn't get enough of his electrifying style, and they packed arenas to see him in action. Rey Mysterio Sr. wasn't just a wrestler, he was becoming a household name. In 1990, Rey Mysterio Sr. got a taste of the international stage. He participated in World Championship Wrestling's Starrcade event as part of the Pat O'Connor Memorial International Cup. Teaming with fellow Mexican star Conan, they represented their country with pride. Their first-round victory over the United Kingdom team showcased their skills, but they were ultimately defeated by the Steiner brothers in the semifinals. Even though they didn't win the tournament, this appearance marked an important step in Rey Mysterio Sr.'s career, exposing him to fans outside of Mexico. While his in-ring accomplishments were piling up, Rey Mysterio Sr. wasn't just focused on his own success. In 1987, he co-founded a wrestling gym with Negro Casas and Super Astro. This gym became a hotspot for up-and-coming talent, with students like Conan, Psychosis, Halloween, Damien 666, and of course his nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr. Under Rey Mysterio Sr.'s guidance, these wrestlers learned the ins and outs of lucha libre, developing into stars in their own right. The gym wasn't just a place to train, it was where future legends were made. Rey Mysterio Sr. was more than happy to pass down what he'd learned, ensuring that lucha libre's next generation was just as exciting as the current one. His nephew, Rey Mysterio Jr., was a standout student, soaking up everything his uncle had to teach. Watching his nephew grow into a star gave Rey Mysterio Sr. even more pride in his work. Back in the ring, Rey Mysterio Sr.'s popularity only grew. He was known for his dynamic matches and ability to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Whether he was pulling off a breathtaking aerial move or engaging in heated rivalries, he always delivered a show. One of his most memorable feuds was with Juventud Guerrera, another lucha libre legend. Their matches were intense and pushed both wrestlers to their limits, cementing their places in wrestling history. Rey Mysterio Sr.'s ability to connect with fans wasn't just about his moves, it was also about his larger-than-life persona. The mystery of his masked identity, combined with his vibrant costumes, made him an intriguing figure. Fans couldn't wait to see what he'd do next, and he never disappointed. Each match felt like an event, and Rey Mysterio Sr. was always the star. As the 1990s continued, Rey Mysterio Sr. was firmly established as one of the greats in Mexican wrestling. He began taking on more international bookings, showcasing his talents in places like the United States and Japan. These appearances introduced him to new audiences and helped solidify his legacy as a global wrestling icon. At the same time, he remained deeply connected to his roots in lucha libre. His passion for the sport never wavered, and he continued to innovate and push the boundaries of what was possible in the ring. Every performance was a chance to try something new, and his creativity kept fans coming back for more. Rey Mysterio Sr.'s influence wasn't limited to his own matches. His mentorship of young wrestlers helped shape the future of the sport. Watching his nephew Rey Mysterio Jr. rise to stardom in WWE was a particular point of pride. It was a reminder that Rey Mysterio Sr.'s impact on wrestling went far beyond his own accomplishments. By the time his active career started to wind down, Rey Mysterio Sr. had built a legacy that few could match. From his early days as a kid dreaming of becoming a luchador to his time as a global wrestling icon, his journey was nothing short of extraordinary. Tijuana may have been where it all started, but Rey Mysterio Sr.'s story reached far beyond the streets of his hometown. His career wasn't just about the titles he won or the moves he perfected. It was about the excitement he brought to fans, the inspiration he gave to young wrestlers, and the mark he left on lucha libre. Rey Mysterio Sr. wasn't just a part of wrestling history, he was one of the reasons it's so beloved today. If you enjoyed watching this video and would love to keep exploring more exciting videos like this, then go ahead and click on any of the cards on your screen.